Are you getting rocked in the crypto space? Do you want to improve your profitability while trading? Hi, my name is Mike and I'm from Early Alpha, and today I'm going to take you through a Photon trading bot tutorial and teach you how to maximize your profitability while you sleep. You can't hope to compete with traders that are using bots. All right, they're faster. All right, they trade while you're asleep or away, and their orders always go through. Do you want to take profits while you sleep? Do you want to avoid overnight dumps and rugs? Well, I'm going to teach you how to become profitable trading with Photon. All right, I'm going to screen share with you and we're going to walk through how to set up your Photon trading bot.
Okay, so we're going to go through the Photon trading bot for you. Today we're going to be going through it on the mobile platform, Photon. And you'll see you have your menu here, and we'll go through them from the top. So at the very top is your new pairs. So these are your pairs that have just launched. I wouldn't exactly recommend you go buy new pairs, but if you do want to play around, there they are. All right, second is your trending. These are all the trending meme coins and projects. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. All right. And then we're going to go to MemeScope. Now, MemeScope is a specialized platform for all these platforms like Pump Fun and the do-it-yourself graduated tokens. So it's going to tell you which ones are close to graduating and which ones have just graduated. All right. Next, we will go into your orders. All right, these are your orders where you want to place your buy orders, your sell orders, your stop losses, and your take profits. And after we go through the menu, I will show you in depth how to set orders. All right, then it's your holdings. Pretty self-explanatory. This is what you are holding right now. All right. Then you go to the leaderboard. The leaderboard is basically just for the Photon bot. Now, the more trading you do, the more points you will do, and the more it entitles you to benefits and, I believe, airdrops. All right, the wallet tracker. This is one of the best features on Photon. This allows you to track up to 500 wallets live and get notifications on all 500 as soon as they do any sort of action that you list. Now, I will go through that in depth after and show you how to use the wallet tracker. It is by far one of the best features, and it is 100% free. All right. Now, next is the X tracker, another beautiful tracker. Now, this feature is awesome as well, and it's great particularly for those who are not on X a lot. You know, you still want to be notified when a big account tweets something, when a big account follows a certain project. Now, if you're on X all through the day, this might not be one of the best features for you. But if you're not on X all day, or you're on Instagram, or you're on TikTok, or one of those other social media platforms, this will allow you to track X accounts and get notified so that you don't have to hang out on X all day. It's a great feature, second only to the wallet tracker, I would say. All right, next we're going to go to your referral tracking. This is basically just all the people that have used your referral link. All right, I will leave my referral link at the end of this video and in the description. And if you want to trade with Photon and improve your profitability, you can feel free to use my ref link. You don't have to, though. All right, wallet management. This is basically where you will make your deposits to your Photon bot and your withdrawals to your Photon bot. It is pretty self-explanatory, but at the end, I will show you how to deposit and withdraw. All right, the bridge. Another great feature of Photon is the built-in bridge. So you can swap right in Photon from Solana to Ethereum. And there's lots of other projects and chains that you can bridge to and from. So this is a great feature that's added into the Photon bot, so you don't even have to go to another wallet or Phantom or anything or any other third party. You can do it all within Photon and bridge between your chains. It's a great feature. All right. Reclaim soul. Now, this is where basically you've sold all your tokens, but you have very, very minimal amount, not enough to sell, but there's still a balance there. Now, what you can do is you can burn them all and it will reclaim some Solana for you. This is an awesome feature. It's built right into the Photon bot. It is third party, but it's built right in. So you don't even have to go find the third party Solana incinerator. It is built right into your Photon wallet and it cleans up your wallet. It's a really great feature. All right. So your settings. So this is a very, very important section of the Photon trading bot. I will go through this in detail with you because you need to learn how to set up your settings so that you have your percentages for your slippage and your percentages for your take profit and your percentages for your stop loss and all that stuff. I will go through the settings in depth and how to go through and set all those up. All right. So that's your settings. All right. Language, pretty self-explanatory. Whatever language you want to set it up in. All right. I believe there's two available, English and Chinese, I believe. All right. And obviously switch network. This is for if you have used the bridge and you have tokens in your Photon trading wallet on another network because you have used the bridge. Now, the first thing I recommend you set up on your Photon trading bot is your settings. All right. So we will go to the settings. All right. At the top is your sign up wallet. Right under that is your generated wallet. So this is the wallet the Photon has generated for you. So if you are sending money to your Photon wallet, that is going to be the wallet that you send funds to. And if you are withdrawing, the top sign up wallet would be the address that you would get your Solana back from. All right. So the first setting here is the quick buy. Now, this is the setting for if you just want to buy right now on the spot. You don't want to set any limit orders, any take profits, or any stop losses. All right. This is just the quick buy. Now you have three settings. All right. So you can set up three different settings for if you want very low slippage and your transaction doesn't go through, you can quickly switch to S2 or S3, and those would be your different settings set up. So the slippage is the first setting you would set up. Now, I always use S1 as 1% slippage, and that's because I want to try to get a transaction through for the very cheapest possible. All right. And if it doesn't go through, I can always hit the S2 and that would bump up my slippage. All right. So the next setting is your smart MEV protection. This basically just toggles between whether you want to be MEV protected or whether you want your transaction to just go through no matter what fast. Now, I always choose MEV protection unless it's an order. Sometimes on orders, especially on S3, when it's a particularly volatile launch or something, I will put on fast because no matter what, I want that transaction to go through. All right. The second option is a bundle. All right. And it's pretty self-explanatory. When it's toggled on, the transactions across multiple wallets will be bundled into one and sent to Jito. All right. Please note that if one of the transaction fails, the entire bundle will fail. I always just leave this off. All right, set speed is the next setting. All right, and then you switch between default or auto, and I just leave it on default because I have my settings set up and I switch between them. But if you want to, you can just put it on auto if you don't particularly use these three S1, S2, and S3 settings. All right. Next setting there is your priority fee. Now, as you can see, I have it at 0.001, and I have my bribery amount at the exact same 0.001. 0.0001, which is basically nothing. Now, occasionally a transaction won't go through when I put this low a priority fee and bribery amount, but most of the time it always goes through. And this is only for buy now because I would not put such a low priority or bribery amount if this was a stop loss, take profit, or any sort of order where I am not there to monitor it. All right. Next setting is your customize, and these are basically just the quick buttons for what you want to buy on the spot. So I just leave them set up how they normally are, which is a quarter of a sol, half a sol, 1 sol, 2 sol, 5 sol, and 10 sol. All right, pretty self-explanatory. All right, clipboard quick buy. This is the amount for any token pair copied to the clipboard. I don't even mess with that. I just leave that at 0. I don't even use that setting. And I don't even use the clipboard quick buy settings underneath. All right, so that is pretty much the settings self-explanatory. I will go through S2. Now, S2 is basically your next level up. So if you notice that on S1, I have a slippage of 1, and on S2, I have a slippage of 3. So now S2 is what I would use for buy orders and sell orders and take profits and stop losses. All right, I want a little bit higher slippage because I am not there to monitor it. So if I'm not there to monitor it, I want to make sure that my order goes through so that I don't get rugged in the middle of the night, or I don't get my take profit hit. If it pumps in the middle of the night and I'm not there and it's very volatile, I want that transaction to go through. All right, so I don't need to go through all the different settings for S2, do I? I don't think so, but you might want to, for S2 or S3, change it to fast from smart MEV protection. I sometimes do that because if I'm not there and it's particularly volatile, I still want it to go through. And if you look at my S3 settings, my slippage is again even higher. It is at 5. So S1 I put at 1, S2 at 3, and S3 at 5. Now some people even go as high as 10%, and that is the standard 10% slippage setting that it puts and starts at, but I don't like losing that much slippage, so I just leave it at 5%, and I find even on volatile coins, I still get most of my orders through on 5% slippage. All right, and if you notice, even on S3, I have the smart, not the fast, for MEV protection because I don't want to get MEV'd. MEV'd is basically when somebody, you want to buy a coin and you put through a transaction and somebody else basically buys that same coin before you, and they put that transaction through before you, and then they sell that same coin in the same transaction to you. Now, you cannot do this, but other people that have the proper equipment do this, and they do it all day, and they can really ruin your profitability. Now, if you have a very high slippage and you buy a coin, you might notice that right off the bat you lost a tremendous amount of money. This is because somebody has bought in that coin right before you and sold it back to you at a higher price and taken the profit. And you didn't even know that because it basically went through in the same transaction as your transaction, just right before yours. Now, the next setting is your quick sell. Now, these are basically the opposite of your quick buy. So I don't have to go through this because it's the exact same thing as quick buy, except it's quick sell. So I leave my settings the exact same. 1% slippage for S1, 3 for S2, and 5 for S3. All right, now auto buy is your next setting. Leave my settings the exact same. 1% slippage for S1, 3 for S2, and 5 for S3. All right, now auto buy is your next setting. Now this is where, if you notice on S1, it already starts at a 3% slippage because this is where it will buy when you are not there. You just put in your limit order at what price you want to buy and it will go through. So I use S1 3% slippage to start out. If I think it's going to be slightly more volatile, I use a 5% slippage on S2. And if I think it's going to be tremendously volatile, I use 8% slippage on S3. And that's pretty much your auto buy explained. Next, we'll go through your auto sell. That is the exact same thing as your auto buy. This is when you want to take profit and you are not right there to watch your order and hit that sell button, but you still want to sell when it hits that certain price. This is where you would use the auto sell. And like I said, I use the exact same settings, 3, 5, and 8, depending on whether it's S1, S2, or S3. All right. Next is your general settings. This is where you can toggle between confirmed transactions and processed transactions. Obviously, I would rather have a processed transaction. So for my orders on auto buy, I like to set up a priority fee of 0.01 for S1, a bribery amount of 0.02, and I like to set up my settings for buy the dip at 50% dip. But you can set it up however you want. And you, like I said, you have 3 settings. So for S2, I'll show you, I do the same priority amount 0.01 and bribery amount 0.02 and the same buy the dip amount. And for my auto sell, all right, I use the exact same settings. For a stop loss, you can put in whatever amount you want to start at. So you can always adjust this as soon as you bring up your stop loss order, but I like to stop loss start at 35, and then depending on the coin, I will adjust this. And you can also decide what percentage you want to sell if it hits that stop loss. So this is particularly awesome if, say, in the middle of the night, a dev or anybody holding a huge amount of the supply rugs, you don't get left holding the bag, because if the market cap drops by, in this particular example, 35%, it says I will sell all 100% of that coin. So this is great because it protects you from overnight dumps and rugs. Next, we have take profit. Now, this is the exact same opposite. Say in the middle of the night, there's a pump that you miss and you're not sitting there watching your phone. In this particular example, if the market cap pumps by 90%, I will sell 50% of the coins. So basically, if it doubles, I will sell my initial investment. The reason I don't do 100% is because a lot of people use the 2x, and I want to be selling right before them in case these people front run it. I want to front run them. All right, so in this particular example, if the coin pumps by 90%, I sell half and I cover my initial entry. This is absolutely awesome because you can't always be watching your phone and catch every single pump. All right, lastly, we have general. This is where you can toggle between processed and confirmed level transactions. This is where you can set up your notifications if you want notifications for limit orders or DCA orders. And this is where you will set up your nonces for node accelerator. Now, I wouldn't even mess with this unless you are advanced. And if you're advanced, you know already how to use it. Otherwise, just leave it alone. I set up ignore transfers for any pools of sol that are less than 10. And this is particularly good if you hit buy on the wrong coin and you haven't checked the CA and it's a scam coin and there might be only a couple sol in that pool. If you've ever seen on Deck Screener, it says very low liquidity for this pair. Those have already been rug pulled, and you do not want to buy from any of those pools because you will get murdered. All right, so I set it up at 10, and then if by chance I hit buy and I haven't looked over and done my research, it ignores the transfer and I don't buy that coin, and I look at it and I find out, oh crap, I would have bought from a rug and I would have lost my money. So I just set this ignore transfers up to 10 Solana. And I have my token splitting at 20%. This is if you're distributing it across multiple wallets. I wouldn't even mess with this because this is more for seasoned traders, and this is for if they have, say, 5 wallets on the exact same Photon trading bot app. They can, every time they buy a token, it automatically divides it 20% per Photon wallet. I guess it's just for better security. So in case one, wallet gets exposed, you don't lose them all. But I don't even mess with this because once I take my profits in Solana, I transfer it directly off my Photon trading bot wallet. I do not leave anything more than what I'm actively trading on this wallet. All right, now that we have our settings set up, we will go to our orders and look at how to use our orders. All right. So as you can see, these are my orders: buy dip, stop loss, and take profits. All right. So I will show you how to set up an order. So to set up an order, you will go to your holdings. All right. As you can see, these are every coin I am holding. So if you want to set up an order, you will click on the token. This will load up the token and the chart, particularly useful because you don't even have to go see Deck Screener. And if you want to play around with the chart, this is your different settings for your hourly, 4-hourly, daily, etc. All right. And basically at the top, these are all your settings, the same way any other Deck Screener or Trading View would work. You might want to go play around with that, or you can just leave it exactly how it is if you are not a seasoned trader. All right, so I am going to show you how to set up your orders. You will go down to the bottom right here and you can see buy and buy now and sell. So first we'll look at buy. So if you want to buy now, these are your particular options already set up: a quarter Solana, a half Solana, and 1 Solana. And down here are your settings of S1, S2, and S3. All right, so if you don't want to buy right this moment and you want to set up an order like we're looking into, you click on the buy now arrow and it will show you buy dip. So if you click on buy dip, now this is where your orders are. So right here, market cap down by, you can put in the percentage. So if you want to buy the dip when it drops 50%, you would put in 50%. Right? Down here is where you would put in the token in which you want to buy the dip on. Seeing as though we have already selected the token, though, you don't have to worry about that because we are already on Trencher token, and that is the token we are going to put our order on. If you click here, there are a couple other options: market cap down by, market cap is, or buy target line. So these are some other ways to set your target buy orders. Over to the right is how long you want your order to be live for. So if you only want your order to be live for 1 hour and cancel, you would click the 1 hour. If you want it the longest, you would put it on 168 hours, which is approximately a week, which is what I usually use. All right. So once you have set that up, you decide how much you want to buy the dip with and what setting. So I'm going to use setting 1, because I don't want to pay that much priority and bribery fees. I'm going to set it up for 1 Solana and I will hit this blue arrow. Boom, your order has been created. Now, if you would like to use the sell orders, you would just hit on sell. Now, sell now is the exact same thing as buy now. This is where you would just buy the token right now. It is not really an order. But if you click on the sell now arrow, right there, you have your stop loss where you can set up your stop loss, and you have your take profit. Like I said, if you want to stop loss or take profit so that you don't have to be watching the charts every minute of every day, I suggest you set those up. Right here, you have the market cap. So if you want to take profit when the token pumps 90% and you want to sell half of it, you would put in 90% and 50%. And then all you would do is hit this blue arrow, and there you have set up your take profit order. Now, if you wanted your stop loss order, you hit stop loss. So if the market cap were to drop by 25%, I want to sell everything. I just put in 25% and 100% and hit that blue arrow, and there I have my stop loss set up. Next, we're going to look at your wallet tracker. All right. So this is your wallet tracker. Selected wallets. You would obviously select on your wallet there. Now, if you want to add a wallet to the wallet tracker, you would just put in the wallet address right there. Okay, so if you want to add an address to your wallet tracker, you will just hit this plus button right here. And as you can see on the left-hand side, the bell icon, this is your notifications. You can toggle it on or off, although I don't know why you would want it off if you were tracking wallets. In the middle there is your download or upload. This is for if you say have 500 wallets already in here, your Photon trading bot, and you want to export all these wallets to another app, right? And simultaneously, if you would want to download, say, 500 wallets that you track somewhere else, you have that option as well and mass dump them all into your Photon tracked wallet tracker. Next, we will look at your X tracker. This, as I said, is for if you want to track X accounts. All right, as you can see, there are a bunch of X accounts that are already listed, and if you want to track any of them, you can simply hit the plus button and it automatically follows it for you. Now, if you want to search for your own X accounts, you can also do that as well right there. And if you want to type in any other X accounts to add, you can do that as well. So there's Zach XBT, and you just hit the plus button, and there you have followed them. And there is your personalized X feed for all of them, and then there's your personalized X feed. So mine is the ones you have added, all is just the X feed of all of the wallets that are listed here.
All right, guys, that is your early alpha photon trading tutorial. I hope you guys are much more profitable after using the Photon trading bot. I've been in the crypto space since 2016, making profitable trades. This is my third cycle. If you want to join the public Telegram to elevate your trading level, I'll leave the link in the description. If you guys want the early alpha, I'll leave the link to the private Discord.